My name is Swati Sushmita Lakra, and I'll be hosting the session this evening. Today, on this fourth day of the month, brings the world closer to August 9, the International Day of the World's Indigenous People. While many institutions and organizations
एक सेकेंड
celebrate this day
अभी फोन नहीं.
on August 9 with cultural events, Tribal Design Forum is instead organizing Tribal Futures, a 1 month long online festival to celebrate the creativity and capital of the tribal communities in India. This month-long online celebration will bring together exciting art, design, and film and technology professionals from various tribal communities to showcase their talent and also their contribution to their respective tribal communities through daily evening interactive sessions. And we invite one and all from all sections of society to witness their work, approach, outcome, and impact. Over the past 3 years, Tribal Design Forum has relentlessly worked to identify designers, creative professionals, and domain experts from various tribes of India and around the world. We have invited them to our platform to share their journey and experiences of working with tribal communities in India and the indigenous cultures around the world at our weekly interactive sessions. So far, we have been able to bring over 185 presenters from over 36 countries to create a knowledge bank of art, design, and technology interventions in indigenous communities to create social, cultural, and economic impact. From the 185 sessions, we have been able to curate some of the exciting works of artists, designers, illustrators, graphic designers, fashion designers, filmmakers, and other professionals, all from various tribes of India, to put together a line of interactive sessions which we wish to showcase and engage with audience at this very platform. To create a greater awareness of tribal communities, showcase some of the contemporary work done by some seriously talented and creative professionals, and continue to work towards exploring how art, design, culture, and technology can play an instrumental role in the benefit of tribal communities in India. Creative professionals from tribes in the Northeast to the professionals from Central and East India to professionals from the West, we form a unique ensemble of contemporary tribal imagination and creativity, and with and will present the rich, vibrant, diverse tribal communities and cultures in the context of modern times. We invite you to join in this journey to discover a whole new world of tribes in transition. And we are extremely thrilled to invite Carrie Padu, an independent filmmaker, writer, and director hailing from Alo, West Siang district, Arunachal Pradesh, India. With a degree in mass communication and journalism from SMU Meghalaya, she has a diploma in cinematography from the Institute of Creative Excellence, Balaji Telefilms in Mumbai. After spending 4 years in Mumbai, working on various projects like Rock On 2, Kala Gandhi, MAMI Film Festival, etc. She returned to Arunachal in 2017, and since then she had been writing and directing in the state with more than 10 years of experience in that. She is also the founding member of Arunachal Film Collective, which aims to grow an indigenous film language in the state. She runs her homestay in the West Siang district, Alo, and spends her time filming in that region. Her documentary film, I Am Property, has won the Best Short Documentary Film at the Northeast International Documentary and Film Festival. It was also officially selected for Istanbul Crossroads International Short Film Festival and International Folklore Film Festival in Thrissur. Her first project, the Vivid Project, a poetry collaboration with writers and poets from Arunachal Pradesh, sheds light on issues like racism, politics, religion, and gender equality in that state. It was officially selected and was a quarter finalist at the Liftoff Filmmakers session in Los Angeles in 2021. Please join me in welcoming our very talented Carrie Padu for this session. where we delve into her work, capturing the essence of Galo life through her poetry, projects, and films, highlighting the socio-cultural impact on and from Galo people. The session will explore the artistic strategies used to give voice to the community's experiences. A 30-minute Q&A will conclude the presentation, offering insight into Padu's work and the wider implication of preserving indigenous cultures through media. The session will be of 30 minutes long in English. Please feel free to put your questions, comments, or simply reactions in the chat while the presentation is on. We would be keen to take up your questions at the interaction with after Carrie's presentation. Carrie, we are indeed delighted to have you here at Tribal Future Online Festival with you. The floor is all yours.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Hi. Thank you so much, Swati, for that introduction. It's like a huge introduction, and I kind of forgot what I did in back in back in 2009. Yeah, so I'm here. My name is Kari. Thank you so much, everyone who was here to join me for the session today. I'll be sharing my presentation. So give me 1 minute where I can share my. Give me 1 minute because.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Is it there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So today, I got today I'll be talking about my work in my community. I work as a writer and director, and I hail from Arunachal Pradesh, Alo, West Siang district. Alo is a small town, and the tribe that I belong to is called the Galo tribe. Mostly we are in the region in the region where it's a valley where it's very hot and warm and humid. And today I'm talking to you from Tura, West Garo Hills. I just reached here a couple of hours ago. Um, and yeah, so this would be my topic for today. Um, so so there's like good rhyming, which I really like when I was writing this. I come from Alo and I'm a Galo. So let's begin with that. And the first picture that I'm sharing is the picture of Arunachal itself. Arunachal has a very interesting border. It has China as one of the border. It has Bhutan and Myanmar, and also it shares its borders with Assam. And if you see there is in West, if you see here, so there is this West Siang, and here is my town called Alo. So it has two beautiful rivers flowing through it, and it's mostly inhabited by the people from the Galo tribe. Um, so okay. So usually what I do is for last 10 years, I've been working with my community in my community. I would rather not say that with my community. I say in my community. Any kind of work that I do is I um, as a person hailing from the tribe and also from the region and Arunachal itself. So whatever the kind of work I do, basically I've not, since last 10, 15 years, I've not worked out. I've worked on smaller project in northeastern areas, but I've been basically working on documentation and documentation work, and also working with the government agencies and also clients, and also doing my own personal projects in the region itself, uh, with with the with the local boys and girls, and which has always been fun. So yeah, so it also in if you see this in this picture, one of the pictures when I'm standing is in Siang. is in East Siang. So this is in Inkyong. I also travel around Arunachal to shoot and do my films. The first picture is from the Galo area. It's one of my latest film that I've shot, which is soon to be released, and the other one is in Mechuka. So I keep traveling with my crew, and I keep traveling in and out in the state to make my film and also work with my tribe as well. So yeah, so basically, I would say it's quite interesting to be working with your tribe and also the people, because when you're working as an tribal filmmaker, it's and also you're working majorly in only in the region, and your reach is not you're not really looking of working outside your region. So um it's kind of you have like a very strong base, and then you kind of know where to where to mobilize things and people, and you're very used to how things work in the region and the area itself. So I think that makes things quite interesting and easy, and to be working for so long in the field, it becomes you it comes very easy nowadays. But I think initially it's quite little hard for everybody. So yeah, I think that is my little introduction. Yeah, that is my little introduction. Uh, or anything I'm missing on my because I'd like to go on and on. I think I'm missing on I have my production house, which was conceived in 2017, and been working through it for a very long time. And it's quite an experience to work with my production, and also maybe probably one of the first female run production in the state itself. So so yeah, that is it. And I'd like to go to the case study now, because I think a lot of introduction, yeah, gets boring. Yeah. So the first project that I'd be talking is on about the Vivid project. This was one of my first projects in the state. I'll try to play the trailer so that playing today. Again, not playing. Hmm. Give me 1 second. I'll just go in and out.
Okay.
And I'm just here. I'll just
Try
enable the
sharing again.
comment. Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, it is there. It is on the screen.
Okay, now it will, I think, play. Yeah, is it playing?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
There is no audio coming.
There's no audio?
There is no audio. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how to show. Because I can hear the audio.
Could you please share again? There is an option on the right-hand side to share with the audio.
Okay. Here?
Okay. Yeah. Play it.
Is it coming?
No, there's no audio.
There is no audio.
Yeah, it's still not there. Saying So yeah, could you hear the audio in this one? Hello?
No, we can't hear. But I think there's a separate panel when you are playing. If you can just check in your mic the audio section.
Hmm. Wait, here, where's okay.
Keep it.
So
Maybe I think it's same as the system.
so if I play, the audio channel goes off for me. Okay. There is one channel here, which is, I think, basically for the. So if I play this, what happens is,
Shweta,
wait.
Shweta, are you around?
Yes, yes.
Can you help us with the audio?
Hmm. Yeah, I think, yeah, this is
If you
also
want
okay.
to play it directly from YouTube, then
Yeah.
I can do that for you.
Okay, okay. Yeah. I think I can go straight to the YouTube and can you see this?
Yeah.
Can you hear this? Yeah,
There's no audio. We can see, but
in this
without
one?
the audio.
No, straight from the YouTube also it's not there.
Anyway, so I think
Yeah.
in the interest
Yeah,
of time, you
for
can just see the
yeah,
visual. Yeah.
yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So okay. So that was the muted audio that all of you heard. So it's the first project it was launched in 2018, and I started it with I think I was looking for to begin working on something which was really interesting to me, and also as well as something that has not touched my state, and people were beginning to write, and people were beginning to express themselves in writing, and I just come back a couple of years back, and then I was looking, and I was quite involved in the poetry scene. So then I realized that I met this interesting performance poets, which they would write very interesting stuff, and then so I came up with this idea that I really want to try shooting something which is actually poetry, and how to incorporate poetry with visuals, because usually when you shoot when it's just poetry, then it's just performance poetry, right? And also I really wanted to work with odd visuals in that, which also helps to enhance the poetry. So what I did is I approached six of my friends, six different poets. It was six episodes, and yeah, and then we came together, and then I asked all of them to write specifically for the project itself, and which is their voice for whatever is happening around them. So my first poet friend was Tai Tukun. He is a professor of Hindi in SEPA, and also a theater artist. So he wrote a piece called May Arunachal, which he talks about, you know, he personifies Arunachal, and then he kind of speaks about uh, how does he feel as a person being the state, like about Berojgari, and about about the conditions of road and condition of corruption in the state. So so he did the whole piece, and we kind of shot it and when I was shooting it, I imagined it from coming from very beautiful scenario, and then he's traveling down to to the city and start taking a tempo tracker, and then he comes down to the busy bustling market, and then everything becomes chaos. He starts walking through puddles where the roads are not really nice. And then he starts speaking about the roads, and starting to not see the reality of the situation. So that was the first piece. And then I worked with very famous writer now, Keiko. At that point of time, he was also beginning to write his work. So Keiko and I started to work on one project, which was one topic, which was uh, which is very interesting of his own way, because he was talking about the corruption in the state. And then I worked with Oi. Oi was talking about emancipation as a modern woman of Arunachal. And then we were talking about Ankha, who was also talking about the soul being binded in the you know as a tribal trying to find its own way. So we had all these different kind of poets for this project. And also, if you look at the artwork that I used as the poster for the project itself, was was it was made by one of my very close friends, Chitu. He kind of understood what we were trying to say. So the tagline for the project was unspoken words, because at this point of time we were taking a stage, and taking like internet, or we're taking to a stage where we were speaking about words, speaking about things that we are not being able to express, right? So so yeah, so that's how it went. It was quite interesting to shoot this. It was you know all this poets. It was and then one of my friend was Sushant is also he's an police officer. He's an sub inspector in the Arunachal Police, and then he's born and brought up in Arunachal. He talks about a different dimension of racism that he faced being in Arunachal, being a non-tribal in a tribal land, how he grew up learning to be you know to be victim of racism in a different way that we northeastern usually go out, and we're like, we usually say ki, this people called a chinky, and this is such a racist place India is. But when we come back home, it's way different, because with the non-tribals also living with us, and then we do the same to them as well. So it was quite interesting. uh, uh, yeah, so it was great experience, and we launched it in big way. We did this huge poetry meets, and we did all this poetry performances for the audience as well. Excuse me. So this was the first project I'd like to talk. So in see if you see what Keiko was saying, so there's like certain lines which I really wanted to share was um where in the performance and in the poem, Keiko says student unions are like Uncle Humby Humby. In this way, he was meaning that student unions are also, when there is also funds and corruption, student unions always jump in. In North, students unions are a very big thing, right, in Arunachal as well. So every time there is like some political turmoil and something about money and schemes, something happens, student unions are always right behind asking for. So he addressed it with very interesting way of saying things, and we kind of shot it on like mid road in a busy traffic. And see it, the Tugun speaks about अपने बच्चों के लिए नौकरी नहीं खरीद पा रहा हूँ. So in this way, what Tugun is saying कि in Arunachal, people there are a lot of scams and paper scams, right? For the so he's taking, I'm unable to buy paper for a Naukri for my own children because everybody is buying. And so in one of the emancipation poetry, Oi speaks about, I belong to a tribe, not you, but I choose. So she talks about her choice of self and choice of people and choice of you know choice of self as a tribal woman. So yeah, so this was the project, and I really wanted to show you this, but a second. So Sweta was telling I should be able to share it if there is an option. Mm,
Carrie, if you could reshare your screen, there will be an option to share the audio
Okay.
as well on the right-hand side.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm. Should I quit sharing my screen?
You may reshare, yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you can choose to narrate the story, it would be fine as
Yeah, I think it's just better because the sound is something very annoying.
well. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, so this is just while we're shooting the whole project, I just wanted to show you. We had one, small, car which we borrowed from our brother, and then we like, put everybody inside there and like kind of. My friend Ashish and Pratik came down from Bangalore to shoot this with me. Uh, Prati was living in Bangalore back then. So yeah, so this was the kind of small crew and like 4 or 5 of us, and we just shoot it, and yeah, that was quite fun like that, and a lot of difficulties because kind of we did not have a budget, we did not have lights, we did not have tel kabara, but we kind of managed through and waiting for roads to clear, and making making every day count, and we would eat at home, and uh, yeah, because kind of we would just make things happen, and all of us, you just really believed in the project, and it did really good, and it was really well accepted, and people really loved when the project came out. So yeah, I think that is it for the this thing as well. Yeah. So that was my first project, like first project I wanted to share with you. Um, second one is something very interesting, which is like which is called the Kya Chal Raha Hai. The whole whenever I speak of it, it's like always find it very funny. It is also kind of a very bizarre experiment I really wanted to, because beside doing all the commercial and all the government and all the other work, you sometimes get really tired of not being able to write or not being able to express yourself in a lot of manner. So this, I think this came out of it. I think this kya chal raha hai came out of that frustration of not being able to express myself, or wanting to write something which was very very yeah, something that I really wanted to do. So this project is basically a satire stand up, and like it did around 10, 11, 12 episodes on YouTube. So it was so I started because I did my journalism first, so kind of I've always kept touch with news, and always kind of found it very funny that some news are really funny, and you you don't know how to you don't always have to react very seriously to serious to news, and sometimes you can look at it in a very lighter perspective as well. So it came out from there. So kya chal raha hai is yeah, if I this also you have to be able to see it. We still don't have sound, no?
No, we still don't.
I'm still looking for that option. You said it's on my right side, right?
It comes when you are going to share the screen, when you choose which screen to share.
Oh, so so I'll have to stop sharing it and then reshare again, right? Share again. Share Sean. Oh yeah, here. Hmm. Okay. And you have to enter password. Okay, is it there?
Yes, it is here.
Okay.
वीक हमारा अरुणाचल प्रदेश में क्या क्या चल रहा है?
Yes, you-
Yes.
yes, the audio is coming.
Okay. Yeah. So I can. I'll have to let go of my headphones then. Okay. So this is one small.
तो देखते हैं इस वीक हमारा अरुणाचल प्रदेश में क्या क्या चल रहा है. अच्छा, तो बारिश का सीजन शुरू हो गया और वीकली हम लोग को ये सुनने को मिलेगा कि यहाँ भी रास्ता टूट गया, वहाँ भी रास्ता टूट गया. वाह, रास्ता टूट गया.
टूटा टूटा एक परिंदा ऐसे टूटा कि फिर जुड़ ना पाया.
देखो दोस्तों, बारिश बहुत जरूरी चीज है हमारे लिए. बारिश होगा तभी तो हम लोग पेड़ पौधा उगाएगा, बर्तन धोएगा, धान लगाएगा, कपड़ा धोएगा, तभी तो हम लोग नहाने मिलेगा ना. मतलब वीक में आदमी को एक बार तो नहाना जरूरी है.
Yeah. So this was quite like this, and then we also did quite sharing of yeah. We would do like interesting where she would dress up with something else and then play the news as well. So I'll try to play this segment as well.
अच्छा, डैम से याद आया, नो मोर डैम बोलकर कुछ वीक पहले ईटानगर कैपिटल कॉम्प्लेक्स में डैम हो गया.
Oh damn!
नमस्कार. कहानी संक्षिप्त में, अरुणाचल प्रदेश ने 15 इयर्स सेलिब्रेशन मनाया. उसी खुशी में स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने स्टेट सेक्रेटेरिएट बिल्डिंग का बाहर का रिटेनिंग वॉल को पेंट करवाया. नहीं, ऐसा लो पेंटर ने, आर्टिस्ट वाला पेंटर. ऑफ कोर्स, इसमें ना वी कैन पेंट ऑल द ब्यूटीफुल थिंग्स इन दिस डे जो 50 इयर्स में हुआ. पर 50 इयर्स में क्या क्या हुआ है? डैम, कुछ याद नहीं आ रहा है. डैम, हम नहीं बोल रहे कि पेंटिंग लोग सुंदर नहीं था.
So yeah, we kind of did that. So can you hear me? I think
Yes,
if
we
I,
can hear
if I
you.
skip back, it comes back to my. Can you hear me,
Yes,
Swati?
we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. So it has had interesting topics, which we were talking about sanitary plates may wings mangta hai, and why Arunachal unions don't have women's in their major league. It only have women's wings. So we took like very satirical move on that. It was quite interesting to write. And this is Teresa, my sister. She's very good performer as well. So we had interesting episodes like this, and I had quite fun writing it. I think what I have learned from it is, kind of this as well. I think this, I don't know what it was. This was, yeah, so should always play this like
आन्या ने एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस बुलाया। उस प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में
drama.
आन्या लीडर ने कुछ मुद्दा उठाया। नंबर 1 में आन्या ने सीएम
So yeah, so we would talk about all the issues. Then shooting it was quite simple because we would shoot it in our room, and we would have like a green screen and then everything else. So the short hair girl who's standing, she's the editor. Like most of the creative she had done. We would both like imagine how it would look like and how we would play with things and how we'd be able to incorporate certain elements and fun things, and then we would end up shooting it. So yeah, it was quite fun. But yeah, because also then I realized I was also doing it weekly, which I had to read like all the news all the time to be updated, so to be able to write the episodes. It was quite fun for some time. Then I think the workload became too much, and also I kind of I really wanted to experiment with this, which was great, and it is really loved by people, loved by a lot of people. They would like always look ahead of watching this episodes of Kya Chal Raha Hai. Yeah, sadly we had to discontinue. Yeah, so that was Kya Chal Raha Hai. So lastly, this is I'm Property, which I think in my introduction Swati did introduce. But yeah, so I would like to play the trailer. Oh shit, no.
Yeah. Must be very.
Not here, no? Did it take you to a different thing? Yeah.
पहले ज्यादा शादी करने वाला को और ज्यादा रेस्पेक्ट करता था आदमी लोग ना
No divorce system because the husband pays the bridal price to the female.
When you are at the core of being a woman, then you don't have any rights. You're not given any political value.
Though women is considered as the caretaker, nurturer of the land, she doesn't have the right to inherit that land.
Yeah, so that was the trailer for I'm Property. So now I just finished this project in 2019 on 20 during COVID, almost by COVID. So it was one of the serious ones because others are more experimental, and this as well. But this is a documentary which I had worked extensively in the state, and majorly looking at the Tani tribes, because I'm a Galo, but Galo also comes into a bigger tribal entity, which is the Tani clan. Inside Tani there is Adi, Galo, and Nishi, Apatani, and all the tribe comes under Tani. So all of us have distinct different languages, but as also we have distinct languages, but we have but our languages are similar. We come from one ancestral background, so most of our traditions and cultures are similar, and our customary laws are really similar. So this was a study, and also this was an exploration into the customary laws of Arunachal, and also looking at how polygyny, which is very interestingly called polygamy, but polygyny is the most finer term of polygyny, polygamy, which I learned during the process as well, because once I decided to work on the project itself and on the topic itself, then I realized that polygamy is a broader context, which also have polygyny and also polyandry and polygyny. It's both ways. Polygamy is, when you say polygamy, it's both ways. and which is not the context in Arunachal. In Arunachal, if you look at it, it's in it's only one way. A woman cannot marry more than one man. It's not in the custom. But only a man can marry more than one woman, which is in the custom. So, so I cut down the broader term, the polygamy, and then I stuck to polygyny, which is, which means that a man marrying more than one wife. So, so this exploration was, we studied. I kind of went around and understood what, as a tribe, what are the reasons that, as a woman, why do we let this happen, and as a man, why do we do it? Because it is socially sanctioned, and because our customary laws give us the right to, give the men the right to, commit polygyny and marry more than one wife, in the context of, clan power, in the context of even having a male child, which was not known, early on, that it is because of men that your child's gender is determined. So, and also on the context of saying it is on the context of having labor, because women were needed also for labor as well. So there are so many contexts, and then we as a tribal stuck to, it's very important for tribals to have their customary laws, but it's also for us to be able to question them, and also relook at them in time, so that there are also certain customs which needs to be let go of, which we need to let go of, so that as an growing society and as a growing civilization, we make changes so that both the genders and in the community, it it grows together. So yeah, so it was kind of that study into the customary laws, and in the context of polygyny in the state, in the Tani tribe majorly. Yeah. So with this project, I kind of explored quite a lot, in a sense. This project, because there was one question somewhere when they put in saying how people received the project. So this project was widely talked about. It was, it's in discussion in colleges, and it also gets me called to workshops which is on customary laws and status of women, because the film itself becomes like a testimony, and also it becomes like a huge study material, where people, when you're talking about women and customary laws, and the film itself plays an important role, an important voice. So yeah, so I get to participate in places where I never imagined the film will be accepted and called. The film gets mentioned in the books, and it gets studied in colleges, in gender studies, and yeah, so it was quite interesting, and it is still going on. I always find a reason to showcase this in colleges, and I think I remember once I was I think recently I was invited to screen it in a university, and I screened it in the university, and then there was one little girl sitting in the back, and she comes up and she says, you know what, I never thought that this is this is a social issue. I always thought this is I always understood that this is issue which is very personal, and when we broke it down in the film, that it is not very individual thing, but it's also something which is socially sanctioned and socially, protected by customary laws. And she was very surprised. And I always love to show it into the schools and colleges because yeah, it's always interesting to share my findings. So yeah, so here's in the end is a picture of me. A brother of mine has drawn this, and this is the logo of my production, the plant that you see in back. So yeah, on a good note, on an artistic note, here is a painting, and I would like to take a Q&A. By now, I think, Sweta, I think here is my contact details. If you want to write to me, here's my details. Sweta? Swati, sorry.
Thank you, Carrie, for taking us through your journey of films and inspiration. It takes courage to use satire as a tool for social change. Your films are not just entertaining, they are catalysts for discussions and actions. We commend your dedication to using your platform to address critical issues. Your work is a testament to power of storytelling and importance of preserving indigenous culture. Thank you so much for this presentation. Would it be possible to hear or read some poems that were part of Vivid project? Is there a link where we can read it? See the
Yeah,
work?
I think I can share you a link. I'll stop sharing my screen then. I'll just share the link on the chat.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me find.
You can share the link in the chat.
Yeah, I'll share the link on the chat. And meanwhile, I can take the Q&As. I can share it in the chat.
Moving on to the first question that we have for you. How do you balance the need to preserve traditional tribal stories and practices with the demand of contemporary filmmaking and audience expectations?
I don't. Very simple. I don't. I can kind of it took me some time to realize that doing what you do is more fun than to try to fix everybody's appetite. And kind of but yeah, I recently did a, because it's been long time, never never kind of experimented. So I recently did a 8-episode web series which is coming out very soon. I finished editing, so which is a very mainstream, and it's very cringe, but yeah, but very cringe, uh, but kind of it always has my satirical and my my writing in it. So it's not that cringe as well, but yeah, not too feminist, not too woo, but yeah, I tried this recently, just out of curiosity, and I had fun. Actually, I had really much fun with all my actors.
Great. So what are the unique challenges you face as a tribal filmmaker, particularly in terms of access to resource, technology, and storytelling platforms?
Challenges are yeah, way much, because first of all, I think previously as well I have mentioned that first of all is uh, equipment wise we are unable to, and it's very like it's very hard to reach places. So usually when you saw me on the first picture, I was carrying my own tripod, because you'll have to do that on your own. You cannot, because usually what happens when somebody from Bombay or Delhi comes to shoot in regions like ours, in tribal regions, what they expect is there will be light men, there will be people who will be carrying, there will be boy who will be serving you. No, you have to do that on your own. You carry light light on your shoulder, and strap your camera on your back, and you walk and shoot. And then you should always be ready to do that. And yeah, sometimes you really want to shoot with good cameras and good lights and everything, all the equipments, then it's very expensive because you'll have to hire them for days. And the only place you can hire them is Guwahati majorly. and there's like only 1 or 2 cameras, you have to be in line, you have to see that somebody in some other state is not using that camera while they are not using it, then you book it for using yourself. So, so there's one area, you'll have to see that somebody in Meghalaya is not using it, maybe in Manipur somebody's not using it. Then when it's free, you get to hire them. So it's quite difficult equipment wise, reachability wise as well. So I think majorly all of us stick to smaller cameras and equipments, which is easier for us to carry and also run and gun type work. For me, it's majorly not an issue because I'm a documentary film. I usually document, do documentaries. So for me, it's easier for smaller cameras and smaller gears for me to carry. But for feature wise, it's quite difficult. Feature or fiction films with the kind of light and equipment they require, with the styling they need. Yeah. So as a tribal person, I think for me, it has taken me time to grow my connections and grow my roots with the people as well, and with my crew and with the small industry we have. But as a tribal person, I think most of the challenges I have is being a female tribal woman, which is quite a difficult task. Because in tribal culture, women have more or less value. So whenever you try to speak to them and make them understand, it's very rare, but it's very not uncommon that people don't listen to you. So when you come into a room, you always have to make sure that everybody understands what page you are at. So I think that is one challenge I usually face, but I think I have learned to work around it over time. So yeah.
I would elaborate the question a little differently. This same question is to what are the challenges you experienced while accurately representing the tribal culture, and how did it identify on screen without resorting to stereotypes or oversimplification?
Yeah. Yeah, usually if I usually have that situation, if I try to remember if I had, because usually I direct, right? So I always have control over what I do. But if sometimes it's a client work, sometimes I think I recently shot for with BBC, and then they wanted some bites, and they wanted to, they wanted to something to shoot with Doni Polo, and then they really wanted me to connect that Doni Polo to sun god, because Doni is sun and Polo is moon, right? So they said Surya Devta ke saath usko identify karo. It's like, bro, that's not happening, because Surya for you, sun for Indian culture, sun is a male, god, but for us, sun is a female god. Doni is Anna, Doni is mother, Doni is sun, which is mother. And for you, Surya is so I cannot do that. That is not possible. So yeah, you always have to make them understand and make them make it simplify for them and make them understand the context as well. Because otherwise, it's also not their problem, because they come with a half knowledge of your culture. And when they demand certain things like that, why don't you simplify it and make it sound like Doni and Sun are like you both are the same thing. No, they are not. Then you make them understand that this is the context that we come from, and this is the context you come from, and it's not possible. And it's basically more negotiation as well.
I would go with one last question before we conclude the session. It is, what kind of impact do you hope your film will have on tribal communities and the larger society? How do you measure the success of your work?
I don't know. Kind of that's like I see, as an artist, what you want to do is you want to create. All you want to do is make things, create things that you want to create, and put your voice out there, and see how people receive it. and how people receive it differently, or when they accept it, they don't accept it, it's up to them. So usually it's like, you create your art and then let it be there, and then like let people decide like what they want to do with it. So I basically don't have like how people should accept it, or how should people should prescribe it. Yeah, I kind of never thought of it. I just want to put myself out there and see, hey, this is what I made. Like, you want to see, and you want to like understand what I did, and if you want to, please come. I'm here, and enjoy this piece of work, or yeah, and if there is an impact coming out of this long term, and there's political impact and political decision making impacts, there's a lot of political understanding on my work, then it's also welcome, and it's also something I'm always glad to be part of. But yeah, as an artist, I think we all just want to end up creating and enjoy the process, and let everybody who becomes a part of the journey also enjoy it as well.
Thank you so much, Gary. We have had an incredible journey through the world of tribal design, of tribal filmmaking today. Carrie had shared invaluable insights into the challenges, triumphs, and passion that drive their work. We have learned the importance of preserving cultural heritage, pointing out cultural issues via your humor, your satirical style, and the power of storytelling, and the impact that tribal films can have on both indigenous communities and the world at large. I want to extend my sincere gratitude to Carrie for their openness and willingness to share their experience with us. Your work is truly inspiring. To all the attendees, thank you for your engagement and your thoughtful questions that you sent in. Your support is crucial in amplifying the indigenous voices and stories. Let's continue this conversation on social media using hashtag Tribal Design Forum. Thank you once again, and we hope to see you on the next event. Thank you, Carrie. Before I close this session, there is a boot camp coming on in October 2nd to 4th at Kohima with the tribal communities of Nagaland. And the second boot camp is coming on 6th to 8th of October in Ukhrul with the Tangkul Naga community. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, we have with us, one second, I'll just share my screen. Tomorrow we have with us Arak Sangma. He is from Meghalaya. Tomorrow we have a session with him at 7:30 p.m. and followed up by Dr. Stephen, who would be joining us on 5th of August at 9:30 p.m. By Indian time. Thank you very much, everyone. If you want any other details, you can check at www.tribaldesignforum.com. Thank you, Carrie, for this wonderful presentation and coming with us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Carrie. Thank you.
Bye.